Hey guys, it's Jynnette with Alchemy here to give you your tarot forecast for the month of September 2017. This is for the sign of Aquarius, so if you have that as your rising, sun, or moon sign, this is for you. But be sure to also check out your other videos so that you can get a full comprehensive view of what may be happening for you in the month of September. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and also like and share to your friends and family. I appreciate your support in getting the word out about me and the work that I do. You can also check me out on my other social media platforms on Facebook and Instagram. I'm there under Inner Sun Alchemy, all one word, on Instagram, or 3 separate words, Facebook. I do daily tarot card pulls as well as astrology forecasts and spiritual life coaching there. So if you're definitely wanting more than just monthly videos, you can definitely get more on those platforms. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at my website below, innersunalchemy.com. I do pretty in-depth readings for my clients. My sessions are an hour and 15 minutes. So when I say we go in, we go in. So if you're looking for that kind of quality of a reading, definitely be sure to reach out. And without further ado, let's get started on your September reading. So your overall energy is the Knight of Wands. So this tells me that you are going to have a busy month. This is not going to be a month where you get a chance to rest, as it's going to be the case for some other signs. This is expansive. This is new creative opportunities. This is networking. You know, this is artistic expression. All of that is going to be happening continually for the month. So, you know, that should be pretty normal and typical for you as an Aquarius. You guys don't like, you know, doing the same thing over and over again. You get bored. So this should be fun. Now, in your first house, you have the Knight of Swords. And your first house has to deal with your sense of self and also how you show up in the world. And the Knight of Swords, again, you have 2 knights already here. It's a fast-moving energy. It is air energy, so again, not really grounded. But it's like you are in your element, but you may be a little too scattered right now in your sense of self. Like you may be still in the process of really defining who you are, which, you know, is to be expected. We did just have 2 major eclipses in your sign and in your opposite sign of Leo. So lots of changes. You are definitely going through a process of change that will continue through the end of next year until the nodes move into Cancer and Capricorn. So, you know, you get to basically go through what Virgos and Pisces were going through the last year and a half. So, but, you know, it's all good. Like, you will be fine. I get that sense because that Knight of Wands is such a positive energy. Whatever may come up, you will move through quickly. Now, in your 4th house, which is the house having to do with your home, your emotional stability, your practical stability in the world, and also your sense of family, you have the 5 of Cups. So this is a tough energy here because this says that things are not quite that good at home. You know, maybe there is all this outward creative expansion and fun that's happening, but internally things don't feel good. You know, maybe this card is such a lonely card. You know, maybe you are feeling lonely. Maybe you're not having the one-on-one connections that you really need. I know people think that Aquarians, you know, are not necessarily that emotional, but they actually do feel quite deeply. And so maybe this is where that's showing up. Or if this is not, you know, in an emotional context, this may actually be home. And, you know, maybe someone is leaving the home. Maybe you're thinking about leaving and moving. And while it may be positive, ultimately, there is still a sense of loss because there is a change. So, you know, whatever that is for you, you know, it's definitely going to depend. So take it as you need for your personal story. Now, in your 7th house, which is the house of your relationships, whether it's business, friends, lovers, family, what have you, you have the 8 of Swords. Now, 8 of Swords is a tough energy in general, but also because that is mirroring the Knight of Swords in your 1st house, this tells me that relationships are really not stable. Maybe that is why this 5 of Cups is showing up in the 4th house. Is maybe there's a breakdown in communication with someone. Maybe there is Maybe you have anxiety about somebody that you're dating. Maybe situations that have happened in the past are causing you to second guess or be like, okay, is this going to work? The Eight of Swords, though, is a prison of your own making. It is something that you do have control over. It's not really indicative of what's true and what's there. So that's a positive. You may not really be seeing things clearly. So definitely take a step back, reassess, gain a new perspective, reach out to some other friends who might be a little bit more grounded, and you can see things with a bird's eye view to kind of help you through whatever that energy may be there showing up. Now, in your 10th house, which is the house having to deal with your career and your purpose and your influence in the world, you do have the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands here tells me that you do feel on the defensive at work. You are on the high ground, but you do kind of feel like, it almost feels like you're having to prove yourself, prove your worth, make sure that you're good and you're standing. Like it's that's kind of the sense that I'm getting, and maybe that's actually where this worry is coming from in the 7th house, or where this erratic energy might be showing up in your 1st house. So I would say, again, this is really going to be more so about perspective. Don't create situations that are not really there. Don't create situations out of fear. Again, you are on the high ground. You have earned where you are. So take a breath, breathe, reassess, and move forward. And move forward one step at a time instead of trying to take 10. All right, and then lastly, in the center of your reading, you have 2 cards. Again, 2 cards. I've had probably almost half, maybe not quite half, but almost half, I believe, of the signs get 2 cards here in the center of the reading. So I may end up having to write an article up and post it on my Facebook page or what have you about this, because I think this has to deal with the timeline split that we're coming up to in the end of September, and this choice about how we're going to choose to live moving forward. Are we going to choose to live in a higher vibration or not? Now, this center position has to deal with your soul's objective and growth and desire and creative expression. And the 2 cards you have are the 8 of Cups, which is a feeling of not being fully satisfied and wanting to go after something bigger, and also the Knight of Pentacles, which is the only grounded energy and practical energy that you have in the deck or in your spread right now, and that's about moving forward, because it is night. A night does not stay still. It does move forward, but moving forward in a practical and a steady way. And so I actually like that came up, because that's really the sense and the primary guidance that I'm getting for you, is that, maybe if you're thinking of leaving a situation, whether it's a romantic partnership or your home or your job, I would actually advise you to really take a step back and think about if you're leaving just because you're not emotionally fulfilled, or if you're leaving because you are taking a step into greater stability and greater wealth. And that's going to look different, because if you are taking a step into greater stability, that means then you already have something stable that you're walking into, right? So if you are leaving a relationship just because you're bored and you don't feel like working on it, or you don't kind of know what to do, and you just leave it just to leave it, what are you really walking into that's going to be stable? That's what are you really leaving? Same thing with home, same thing with work, especially with work. If you're just like, oh, I don't enjoy my job, or I hate my job and I want to bounce, do you have something else lined up? So don't necessarily, again, put yourself in a situation that needs to be harder than it is. You are in control of that. And my goodness, you have 3 nights in your reading. So a lot of change happening this month, and maybe that overall is what's giving you the anxiety that's picking up in this 8 of Swords. But you know what? I really do like the Knight of Pentacles showed up here in the center. This, I think, is really going to be the key to pull you through the energy and help you shift into creating the life that you want to have. So we'll see how that ends up showing up in October. Again, if you do need guidance to help you with whatever is going on here, because it does seem that there is a lot happening, please do reach out. I would be honored and privileged to provide you guidance. And I look forward to seeing you then. Blessings to you. I love you. And I'll see you in October, okay? Bye.